In this podcast episode, David Chester discusses various topics related to UFOs, anti-gravity, and the nature of consciousness. He begins by talking about the recent interest in UFOs and the possibility of extraterrestrial life. He mentions that there have been sightings of unidentified flying objects that defy conventional explanations, and some scientists and researchers are taking these sightings seriously. Chester then delves into the concept of anti-gravity and its potential connection to UFO technology. He explains that anti-gravity refers to the ability to counteract or manipulate the force of gravity, allowing objects to float or move in ways that defy the laws of physics as we currently understand them. He mentions that there have been claims of anti-gravity technology being developed by various individuals and organizations, but the evidence for such claims is often lacking or inconclusive. The discussion then shifts to the topic of black holes and their connection to anti-gravity. Chester explains that black holes are regions of space where gravity is so strong that nothing, not even light, can escape. He mentions that there have been experiments conducted to simulate black holes in laboratories, such as the creation of a simulated black hole using a chain of atoms at the University of Amsterdam. However, he notes that the nature of black holes and their connection to anti-gravity is still not fully understood. Chester also touches upon the concept of consciousness and its relationship to physics. He mentions that there are different theories and ideas about the nature of consciousness, including the possibility that elementary particles like electrons could be considered as black holes. He explains that some scientists believe that consciousness is a fundamental aspect of reality, while others argue that it is an emergent property of matter. The discussion then turns to the topic of string theory and its role in physics. Chester explains that string theory was initially developed as an attempt to describe the strong force, but it later evolved into a theory of quantum gravity. He mentions that string theory has been met with both enthusiasm and skepticism within the scientific community, with some scientists criticizing its lack of concrete experimental evidence. Chester also discusses the challenges faced by string theorists in communicating their ideas to the public and the need for more adventurous research. He mentions that there is a balance between pursuing conventional ideas and exploring unconventional ones, and that both approaches have their merits. The podcast continues with a discussion on the topic of UFOs and their potential origins. Chester mentions that there are various theories, including the possibility that UFOs are advanced technology developed by humans or extraterrestrial beings. He also mentions the idea that UFOs could be our descendants from the future, coming back to guide us and help us evolve. Chester addresses the claims made by Bob Lazar, who alleged that he worked on reverse engineering alien technology at Area 51. Chester expresses skepticism about Lazar's story, pointing out inconsistencies and lack of evidence. Chester questions the plausibility of Lazar's claims, such as attending MIT classes without anyone noticing and obtaining a degree from a shut-down degree mill. He suggests that Lazar may have wanted to work at Los Alamos and convinced someone there to give him a chance, but his questionable activities led to a cover-up. The speaker then addresses Lazar's description of a reactor at the center of a flying saucer, which allegedly used a basketball-sized reactor to bend gravity and enable the craft to move through the air. Chester finds this claim scientifically bizarre and points out that there is no good reason to believe that element 115, which Lazar mentioned, could be stable. Chester discusses the concept of torsion, which is a type of spacetime curvature that some Russian physicists studied during the Cold War. He suggests that torsion could be useful for engineering spacetime warping and potentially anti-gravity, but more research is needed. They also mention Jack Sarfati, a scientist who claims to have received a call from a robotic voice in the 1960s, instructing him to join a secret program. Sarfati has had a controversial career and has been funded by unknown sources. He is interested in studying consciousness and its connection to physics. Chester also discusses Stephen Greer, who founded the Disclosure Project to bring whistleblowers forward with classified documents related to UFOs and advanced technology. He acknowledges that Greer has taken risks and has a deep passion for exploring these topics. However, he also notes that Greer's claims about the existence of advanced technology in the private sector and its suppression due to economic concerns are questionable. The speaker concludes by highlighting the progress being made in studying metamaterials and exotic phases of matter in the field of condensed matter physics. He suggests that these materials could potentially be used for anti-gravity and other advanced technologies. However, he emphasizes the need for further research and an open-minded approach to explore these possibilities. Overall, Chester presents a skeptical yet open-minded perspective on UFOs, anti-gravity, and advanced technologies. He questions the credibility of certain claims while acknowledging the potential for scientific advancements in the future.